Thomas and friends, making tracks to great destinations.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out of his station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them because you helped me to make them. Your loving Daddy.
The island also has lots and lots of railway lines. Who's that puffing down the track? It's Thomas! Hello, Thomas! Hello, everybody! Welcome to the island of Sodor. Today, on the island of Sodor, we'll see what happens when Thomas gets into some trouble. And we'll share some fun times with the engines of the narrow gauge railway. But first, Thomas has given a very special special. All Sir Topham Hatt's engines look different. Can you tell who this is? This engine has 3 big pairs of wheels, 6 small pairs of wheels, and a short, wide funnel. What else can you see on this engine? It's the number 4. Can you remember which of Sir Topham Hatt's engines is number 4? Here's another clue. This engine is a beautiful bright blue color. Only one engine has all those wheels, is blue, and wears number 4. Do you know who it is? That's right. It's Gordon. Hello, Gordon. Percy is ready to leave the station. He's busting his buffers with excitement. What's Percy pulling today? Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers. Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers and pineapples. Now Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers, pineapples, and a piano. Can you remember what Percy is pulling? Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers, pineapples, and a piano. I wonder what's next. Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers, pineapples, a piano, and presents. Can you still remember all the things Percy was pulling? Let's see. Percy pulls out of the station pulling passengers, pineapples, a piano, and presents. Can you guess where Percy is going? Percy is puffing his way to a party. The island of Sodor is a wonderful place. It's home to lots and lots of engines. But where is Thomas puffing today? That's right, the narrow gauge railway. The narrow gauge engines live and work in the hills of Sodor. They are small engines. The narrow gauge engines work for Mr. Percival, the narrow gauge controller. He tells them if they are to shunt slate, or pull coal wagons, or deliver supplies. They look after each other, especially if one of them is in trouble. And one day, Sir Handel was in trouble. Sir Handel is one of the oldest narrow gauge engines. Sir Handel had a special. He was to pull wagons of apples very carefully. But Sir Handel couldn't puff up the hill. His pistons popped. His traction rods rattled, and his boiler bubbled and bounced. Peter Sam came to Sir Handel's rescue. He pushed and he puffed Sir Handel up the hill. Then Sir Handel had another special. This time it was wagons of sheep. Again, Sir Handel couldn't get up the hill. This time, Duncan chuffed to his rescue. But there was no one to help the time Mr. and Mrs. Percival were on board. The hill was steep. Sir Handel shuddered and juddered and stopped. The picnic hamper burst open. Sir Handel felt terrible. Now he was sure he would be sent to the scrapyards. But Sir Handel was wrong. Thomas brought a special engineer. Sir Handel was fixed in no time. All the engines liked to help each other. One day, Mr. Percival had an important job for Duncan and Rusty. But Duncan found a hidden track. He was supposed to be pulling coal trucks with Rusty. But he wanted to see where the track went. Rusty was cross. He told Duncan they had to work. But Duncan is a narrow gauge engine who likes adventures. Rusty chugged off. And Duncan chuffed off to have an adventure. He followed the old track into the side of a mountain. Duncan was excited. Then there was trouble. Duncan had biffed into a wooden beam. The roof fell in, and Duncan was trapped in the mine. But Duncan is also a smart engine. Slowly and carefully, he pushed behind some heavy wagons until, at last, he pushed the wagons out into the open air. And there was Rusty. Rusty had been worried about Duncan. And Duncan was very happy to see Rusty. Duncan still likes adventures, but he likes his narrow gauge friends most of all. The engines of the narrow gauge railway are very special. Thomas always enjoys his visits to see them. They may be smaller than he is, but they are just as useful. Percy, Diesel, and James all want to go to the Washdown, but Emily is blocking their way. She will have to move before any of them can get there. Who do you think will get to the Washdown first? Here comes James, but how will he get Emily to move? He's blowing his whistle at her as loudly as he can. That's not very kind. Emily doesn't move, so James can't get to the Washdown. Now Diesel is going to try. What will he do to get Emily to move? Diesel is trying to shunt Emily out of the way. That's not very kind at all. And it isn't working. Emily has put on her brakes even harder. So Diesel can't get to the washdown either. Here comes Percy. What do you think he will do? Percy isn't whistling or trying to shunt Emily out of the way. He's asking her kindly, "Would you mind moving, please, Emily?" It's worked. Emily is moving into the siding. Percy will be first to the washdown, and all because he asked kindly.